What up? What up? Hang on one second. You guys hear me all right over there on the tube? Audio coming in? Mic check, mic check. Everybody hear me okay? Bonjour. It's good? Sweet. All right. Using my headset mic instead of the other one today. Only for, if you're talking about for Bookmap, it's only for the Bookmap subscription. Code only works for the Bookmap subscription. It does not work for the data. Dean, what up? Loud and clear. Good, good, good. Did you thank God today? Of course, man. What's the verse of the day? We'll wait a little bit. Let more people get in here. I like more people being able to hear it. All my trades would have hit this week. Could have been up. Yeah, I get that, man. Forgot to grab a drink. Hang on one second. Christian, you said you were gonna read. Oh man, what was it, Bryson? Dude, my bad. I remember that now. You said Ephesians something, didn't you? Is it Ephesians? Put it in the chat real quick while I grab a drink. I'll read it. Excuse me. Yeah, Ephesians 2, 4 through 5. My bad, man. Appreciate you reminding me. Ephesians 2, 4 through 5. But because of his great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ even when we are dead in transgressions. It is by grace you have been saved. Very true. And notice he doesn't say by works you are saved. Trading fundeds, not personal capital. Trading prop firm accounts. LaCroix is definitely a very solid choice. I texted on Discord. Please, what'd you say? Put it in the chat right here. Unless it's something personal, and then I'll look at it. I get so many messages on Discord, man, and so many different bot accounts. So my messages get filtered pretty aggressively. So if I didn't see your message, it's nothing personal. So my apologies if I didn't reply to you. How did it go with Tradeify? We're partnered with Tradeify. Officially partnered with them. You can use code CWT. You get 30% off right now. That 30% off sale ends tomorrow. Pretty excited, man. I talked to a guy named Joe over there. He seemed like a pretty good guy. Talk trading. He's a trader himself, so I'm excited to partner with them. They seem like some cool people. What am I expecting? We'll see, man. So I'll just give you guys a lay of the land today. Very possible that we get a Supreme Court decision on Trump's tariffs today. Polymart, I think last time I checked, they were in favor. That's saying that the Supreme Court was going to rule against him. All the talking heads and the legal, the legal beagles that I've been listening to think that they're going to side in favor of the administration. So I have no idea what's going to happen in terms of their decision. I will say that if they rule against the administration, I think that the initial knee-jerk reaction from the markets could be pretty bearish. But again, you never know. Like, you have something in mind with the way that you think the market would react to certain news, and then it can do something completely different. So all that being said, though, if we're in a trade when they do release that decision, that could suck. Or it could be really good, one way or the other. Sorry, what was the verse? This was a verse yesterday that Bryson had sent me. It's Ephesians 2:4-5. It says, "But because of his great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ. Even when we are dead in transgressions, it is by grace that you have been saved." What's up, Danny? Bookmap does help a lot, yeah. What decision am I talking about? Right now they're deliberating over, is that the right word? Something. They're discussing how they're going to rule about his tariffs, whether he has legal authority to implement the tariffs on China and the other major tariffs that he's implemented, whether he has the legal authority to do so. If they say that he doesn't, that could potentially have a bearish effect, knee-jerk effect on the market. If they say that he does, I don't know that it'll really have much of an effect. So we'll see. Braden, what up? How do you stay up to date with news like that? You be an absolute political junkie. I like researching about rulings and stuff like that. Like they also have a ruling. I think it's supposed to be released today about whether this transgender stuff with sports, the NCAA and all that. So that should be pretty interesting. What websites do you use for that? The entire internet, man. And you have to be careful. There's actually an app that I discovered recently that is called Ground News. Ground, like the floor. Ground News. And it'll give you an aggregate of all different news sources, and then it'll tell you which way that news source typically leans, so that you can have an idea of the potential bias of the source. I think it's good whether you lean right or left to be consuming all different angles and come up with your own opinion. Do you mark out every high low yourself? I use an indicator to show me where they are, and then I mark them out myself. Yes. I use the Ray tool to mark these out. So these are hand drawn by me. But I use the ICT kill zone and pivots indicator right here, and it shows me all these different levels, and then I turn it off after I've drawn them out, and we get a cleaner looking map or chart. Bring it back so I can print off of Leah Thomas sports fans. That's funny. to use the PJ indicator. I tried it out for a month. Yeah, and I liked it a lot. I just wanted to try it so that if people asked me about it, I'd be able to, you know, give an informed opinion about it. I like it a lot. I think it's a solid indicator, especially if you're new to trading. I think it's very useful. What kind of headset? This is an old headset, man. This is a Corsair headset, I believe. Yeah, it's Corsair. I need to update it. I need to get a new one. I got this when I built my PC like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. I never trade pre-market, but that 15-minute order block looking free. Yeah, gotta be patient. What do you think for Nance today? We'll see. We'll see, Theo. What's my major underwater basket weaving? I'm just kidding, Caleb. It's economics. What time do you wake up? 6 a.m. 6 a.m. That's not easy, but I will tell you a huge benefit or a huge help is having smart lights that turn on at 6. Underwater basket weaving pays well. I went to the UNC basketball game a couple nights ago, and there was a lady behind me hacking her brains out, coughing all over me, man. And I'm pretty sure whatever she had going on, I've picked up now. So it's lovely. Yeah, the lights are huge. The lights are super helpful. I'm not a fan of them when they first turn on, but they do get me up. I cannot stand any. If you want to see me get angry, wake me up. I don't know why. It's just I hate being woken up. So especially when it's a big bright LED light getting flipped on. I take zinc, magnesium, all kinds of stuff, man. I take all those good vitamins. What's up, BCS? How's it going, man? Jeff, how's it going? I feel great otherwise. It's just I got some congestion in my chest that I keep every time I exhale. I can feel it rattling around in there. They boost testosterone too, right? I'm not sure about that. I would imagine just overall general good health helps with that. Sleep, exercise helps with that, but I'm good in that department. Sick Rips, what up, man? How's it going? You had a good day yesterday, didn't you? Terrible day to be ES or NQ chart. That's funny. Dang, I didn't clear my old markers. Look at that. Me making mistakes. Forgot to clear my old marks out of here. There we go. Just those two, I guess. I meant to mark out the 30-minute here. I think we are delivering out of that daily inversion on ES right here. Rejecting out of that. We got a 4-hour here that we could potentially invert to the downside in the next 43 minutes on ES. We've already inverted it to the downside on NQ. We'll see. We do have a ton of sell-side liquidity here, but we've been dumping since, you know, yesterday morning basically. So we'll see if we want to make up some of that dump, rebalance price a little bit. We'll see. You stream on any other platform? Yeah, I'm on YouTube. mark this out. These two. Put it at 11. 30-minute, and then the 30-minute inversion. Just two gaps that I think that are going to have some relevance here. And we'll keep it clean. We'll see how we do. Okay, yeah, shoot me a DM, man. Shoot me a DM. I'll check it out. It might be easier to do it on Instagram, so that I don't have to sit through so many DMs looking for the one you sent. So if you have my Instagram, shoot it to me on there. What are they talking about? Just the tariffs? You're talking about the Supreme Court, Juiced? Is that what you're talking about, Juiced? No, not new tariffs. They're ruling on whether the administration has the legal authority to enact the tariffs that they currently have in place. I don't think there's usually like a specific time that they release rulings. It could be any time. I think it most. I mean, it could be the PM session. I would imagine it wouldn't be first thing in the morning, but you never know. For my last 10 evals, I've passed 7 of them, still no payout. As soon as I get funded, I become a biatch. Yeah, there's a there's a mental. There really is a mental block there with a lot of people. There was with me too. When you get over to funded, your psychology changes for some reason. You know what I would recommend? Once you pass those evals and you get funded, forget the fundeds. Keep one eval. Trade that one eval, but copy trade your fundeds with it, and don't even think about the fundeds. Try that. Or maybe try it with just one funded. Trade the eval, but make sure that it's copy trading to the funded. And try that. And see, because you're going to approach the charts the same way you would with an eval, but you're going to get the results onto your funded. See if that works. That's what I tried, and it helped me out a lot. You just thought I might know a secret? No, I don't have any connections to the SCOTUS. Is it normal that ES Bookmap isn't lit up at all? But it's because it's pre-market. Soon as the market opens and you get a couple minutes into the session, Andre, it's gonna light up. Good suggestion. I struggle with that a lot too, and I started doing the same thing. Yeah, Jeff, I think that's it's kind of a way to break into the fundeds without putting all that pressure on yourself. Especially if you're passing, who was it said that? SDP. You could try it with just one funded if you want. You said you passed 7, so you have 7 fundeds. Try it with 1 or 2 of them. And if it doesn't work, you still have the other ones, and you haven't lost anything really. So give it a shot. CPI today, I think you ought to know, man. Did you check Forex Factory this morning? Pete, how's it going, man? What if you only have 1 funded? I'd still try it, Dean. I still think that's a strategy to kind of get you over the hurdle, the mental hurdle that it is trading a funded. A little behind, brother. Let him figure it out. I always tell people, regardless of whether you checked it on Sunday night or not, every morning you should still check Forex Factory to see what Red Folder Economic News is scheduled. News was mixed. It was PPI. Yeah, core retail sales were up. PPI, it was at 0%, which is kind of interesting. The month over month. That's why we got you. Hey man, like we were saying yesterday, what happens if I stop streaming? What if I forget how to trade all of a sudden and I just decide to up and quit one day? You gotta know you gotta know how to do it without me. Somebody's gotta take over the reins. I wanted to try scalping, but I noticed whenever I try my strat on scalping, I screw it up. Maybe don't try something different, man. I think if you can look for trades, you know, like you normally would, like if you're like, hey, we're gonna sweep this London low and reject out of it and potentially head up higher, you could size heavy and only hold the trade for 20 seconds or so and then get out. I think that's a good little scalp strategy. Bookmap helps tremendously with scalping though, if that's what you're into. I don't see how anyone could trade at all, let alone scalp, without Bookmap. This question may not make sense, but if I have a funded TPT account and then get another TPT account but have to pass the eval, can I use TradeSyncer to trade on the funded? And yeah, you can trade all the accounts together on TradeSyncer. It does make sense. Yeah, you can trade. If you're asking, can you trade them all together, like batch them together? Yeah, you can trade them all together, fundeds and evals. Shane, what's up? Wait, what site can I check for the Red Folder News? forexfactory.com. Can't copy trade on Forex. That's because it's so volatile. They probably don't want you either taking them for a ride or losing your butt. Most likely it's because they don't want you taking them for a ride. Coop, what up? Yeah, Jeff, good point. If you're only trading with one firm, you can just copy trade through Tradeovate. However, the reason I don't like doing that is because then, like, if you're trading micros, that creates a little confusion because, like, what if you want to trade, 5 micros and you got 3 accounts and 4 accounts and you start having to do the math quickly when you're trying to take partials and doing all that, it can lead to some, complications and confusion. So with TradeSyncer, you can just have one lead account, execute it like you normally would, and it just copies it over to everything else. You don't have to do any quick math and do multiplication and all that kind of stuff. To me, I've gotten screwed up on that before, where I've tried to take partials and do the math and calculate how many different contracts I need for, to properly allocate the even amount over all the accounts that I'm trading. Sometimes when you're in the moment, that can get a little bit hectic. But you're right though. If you're just trading like one mini per account and you got 5 accounts, it's pretty simple. Throw 5 on there and keep it moving. And it saves you money. You don't have to pay for another subscription. My computer can't run TradingView and Bookmap at the same time. That's tough. Do you use my funded futures? No, I don't. Nope. Not yet, at least. So as soon as I get my second TPT account, you would recommend to get TradeSyncer or just use Tradeovate? Depends on your trading style. I think Jeff made a good point. If you're trading just TPT and you're only trading like one contract per trade, you can use Tradeovate, and it's probably not too complicated. As I was saying though, like if you're trading micros and you're trading multiple accounts, and then you start having to do the math of how many contracts to put on to evenly allocate them, because the way Tradeovate works is if you're copy trading accounts, let's say you're copy trading 2 accounts and you want to execute a trade where you're taking a trade with 1 contract per account, you have to put 2 into Tradeovate. So at the top where it says the number of contracts, you have to put 2, even though you're only trading 1 contract per account. So if you're trading a bunch of micros and you have multiple accounts, all of a sudden you start having to do math mid-trade, if you're trying to take partials or you're trying to get out of the trade, all that kind of stuff. So it can get a little confusing. But if you're only trading one contract, say one mini, it's not hard. So it really just depends, BCS, on what you have, what your strategy is, how many contracts you're trading, etc. Why bookmap? Does it work like a? Have you, China? You want me to show bookmap to you? Have you seen it before? Go for it, Dakota. What's the difference between one mini and one micro? A micro is a tenth the size of a mini. So you'd need 10 micro contracts to equal one mini. We got market open here in a minute and a half. But then if I lose them down 1K on my eval. Bro, you sound like C-Bum. I don't have a list, do I? I have a MacBook. Yeah. I do have a MacBook. I haven't tried trading on a Windows PC. I think they're fine too. It just depends on the specs of the computer. The specs are more important than the brand, I think. 1 minute. You shouldn't focus on that. You should focus on your entry and exit, Dakota. Your risk, obviously you have a risk tolerance, but like where your entry and your exit, or where your stop loss, where your entry and your stop loss are going to be, how wide that's going to be, should dictate your sizing to an extent. If it's going to be a super wide stop, obviously you'd want to size down and do micros. But if you're going to, here we go, push down into the gap. See if we take London down here. So order stacked up at that level. Mic is too loud. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. How's that? Put your volume down. There's London. No, this is the 15-minute time frame. NQ took London. Let's see. ES follows here. We could hear every drop. I gotta turn the noise canceling or whatever on. There's London on ES. Still dumping here. So orders down to 69.50 on the book map on ES. And orders down to 25.650 on NQ. Doesn't necessarily mean that's where we're going. It just means that's where orders are stacked. Bunch of orders just came in above us now at 69.77, 69.75 on ES. Up here a good ways. Pushing. Just made 610 on the London sweep. Boom. How much is it all in for a 50K Apex right now? It's like 39 for the eval and 65 for the activation. I'm gonna be a little more aggressive today, to be completely honest with you guys. So you guys do what you want. Don't feel the need to copy trade me. We're just gonna be a little more aggressive today than usual. I just inverted this 5. Solid sweep of London there, and then just came right back down. I mean, right back up. Touched the VWAP, rejected right off of it. Still order stacked at 69.50 below us. Doesn't Apex have weird rules? I wouldn't say weird. They're they're probably a little different than most people are used to, but they're there because you can scale up to 20 funded accounts at a time, so they got to do something to protect themselves from being absolutely, taken to the cleaners by people. Not sure if you're on the right chart there, Lucas. What's up, man? There's a 30-minute on ES and NQ, and we swept London on both. Just passed your first eval. There you go. This 1 minute right here is holding pretty well. There's orders at 69.60 down at the base of this wick, and then 69.50. So I don't know if price is trying to head there or what. Orders resting underneath us here on NQ pretty aggressively at 25,700 down to 25,695. Getting ready to get taken, I think. Boom. Immediate pullback there. Yummy, what's up? Absolutely love your content, brother, and what you got going on. Just wanted to give you a holler. Hey, appreciate that, young coat. Appreciate that, man. You in a trade at the moment? No, not anything right now. You'll see it on the chart if I'm in one. Is this NQ? This is ES, and then this is NQ. Ton of orders underneath us here. We could be wanting to take up this sell side here that we got all this stuff stacked up. Very likely, but it also could turn around. Still a bunch of orders stacked underneath us here. Go for a long, bro. You first, man. I'll follow your lead. It could go up here. If we inverted this one, we'd get interested, potentially. But right now, it's just right here in this opening range. You're wild, dude. Push down there. Hard push down. Proverbs 13:11. Wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it. That's a good little trading proverb there too. Always saying something. Always. Be able to retrace back up here and potentially take this short. Big order stacked up at 69.76. Getting ready to push down to this 69.50 level, I think. We might get a little pullback first. I'd like to get in on this short. If we pull back, I'm getting in on this short. Pull back to 69, 67-ish. I'll get back in on this. Don't think we're going to get our pullback. Here's some. Come on. A little higher. Nope. Not going to get the pullback. This is ES. ES. NQ's right here. You can see the numbers in the corner. It should be a dead giveaway. If you see 69, that's ES. Archie, appreciate that. Book map is ES. Same reasoning applies. If you see a 69 on the book map, the numbers should be a giveaway if you can see those. Book map saying there's orders below. I'm talking to the YouTube, Caleb. You can see the book map on YouTube. Hey, have a great day, Jeff. Good job, man. Not going to get my pullback. Ow, fuck. You're so wild, dude. I was looking for a pullback into here. 4-hour candle closes in 10 minutes, 11 minutes. We had this breaker from a while ago that we inverted here, or we disrespected. Trying to decide what I'm seeing here. Got you. Samir, what's up? Appreciate you, Jeff. Big order at 25,630, getting ready to get smacked on NQ. Yeah, it'd take a little while to respond, man. They'll get to you though. One day pass is not a part of the promo. It's just an always. That's how they are. There's no consistency rule on evals with them, so you can pass in a day. The discount and the activation, the discount on the eval and the discount on the activation are the promo. Still a relatively large order here at 25,630 on NQ. There it is. Just got taken. Down 300 for the day right now. Aren't there 7 minimum trading days? No, there's not. 1 day to pass. I need this coffee to kick in. Not sure, Theo. A 1,500 total on 2 fundeds out. There you go. Getting close to that buffer, right? Are you above it? You hit 1,500 on them yesterday too, right? So you should be above it by 500 bucks or 1,000. First day. Okay, okay. Don't overtrade. Be done for the day, man. Don't get the beach ball eyes. If you trade without futures, I have an eval with them that I haven't really worked on. I've never taken a payout with them. Still got a big order on ES stacked at 69.50 that we're just teasing. I think price wants it. It's down here. This short off the level that I was talking about earlier would have been okay, but I'm just not fully convinced. Here's what I'm seeing on the book map. I'll show you guys on the TikTok. Small SMT. I wouldn't put too much weight on it. Small SMT. Why does what look like that? My strat is hopes and dreams. Should trademark it, dude. This is called Bookmap, Brian. It's a level 2 data software. So what you see, these bright colors, the brighter the colors, like the brighter the orange or the brighter the red, that's where the more limit orders are stacked up. And these bubbles that you see, that's volume bubbles of orders that are being placed into the market orders being placed. So you can see we got a bunch of sellers placing orders here. We're trying to come down to this. Price is generally attracted to liquidity, right? So you would think that price would want to come down and hit this 69.50 level, but we keep rejecting right off this. You can see we've rejected off of this key level here at 69.5250 several times now. So that's obviously being that's a point of support at this point. But what I think we're getting ready to see is price violently fall through this level. That's what I would predict. Bookmap is a software. Bookmap is a software in and of itself. It's not like a it's not an interchangeable word for anything else. It's literally like if you were to say Call of Duty or Fortnite. It's like it is its own thing. It's a software. It's a company. Jose, what up? So got some orders that just got yanked away from that 69.50 level, if you can see that. Right at 69.50.5. You had some orders get yanked right there. People pulled their orders out of the market. You still have some resting right at 69.50. How do I learn it? This coming Saturday at 1 p.m. I'm going to hold a kind of like a Q&A / tutorial on Bookmap. So if you want to join that, it's going to be in my Discord. And my Discord link is in my bio. So feel free to join up on that. Any micros would we recommend for building buffer on working on passing 15 accounts? I would not. I'd be trading one mini at least on an eval. But if you're new to trading and you're not passing evals consistently, I'd say 5 micros, half size. It's going to be a live stream on Discord. Hey, Chris, I didn't take my first 100 payout yesterday. Now my payout is 900. I'm cooking. There you go. I think that's a safe level to take now. You won't catch a penalty for too small of a payout. I'm not sure who you're with, but most firms, if you take out less than a certain amount, they charge you like $50. In shorts, entry 69, 65. That's where I was looking at taking a short to Hugo when we touched back up into that level. That's a good entry, I think. And here we go, pushing down to this 69.50 level. I think that was a solid entry. I was very tempted to get in on that same level. Do you do Bible study on Discord? No, that's probably not a bad idea, man. I haven't done that. Touched right into that 69.50.5. Let's see if we push through this right here. We got some liquidity stacked up on London low. Previous London low is at 69.49.25 here. Boom. Aggressive. And this is what that looked like. Here's what it looked like on the chart. Look at that wick. That aggressive just strike, almost like a fist striking a hook. That's what it looks like to me. And then we're dumping. Holy moly, we're dumping. Should have gotten in. Hugo, you're eating, dude. Dinner's on you tonight. Up 400 on the day. There you go. Today was scary. I'm leaving. Hey, don't FOMO. Don't. You had a good trade. You made some money there, Lucas. Can't be too mad about that, man. I've lost so much money by taking a good trade and then being like, man, I should have held, and then I FOMO to get back in, and then I end up losing everything that I made. Looking at your book map was honestly helpful today. I appreciate you. Hey, appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here. I'm glad I could help. Was down 500. Now we're breaking for the day. That's a good day right there, Gabe. Don't make it. Don't get red again. Call it a day if you feel like you're not seeing price as clearly as you'd like. Be a part of that. Suggest maybe Wednesday or Thursday. Nice little faith boost during the middle of the week. I like the idea, Blade. I like the idea. Just FOMO and only made 100. Yeah. Stick to your rules, man. Stick to your entries. What are you looking for with this massive dump? I don't know, man. We're just going to see how price behaves after we just took those key levels there. Took out a lot of liquidity. Up 950 off the dump. Boom. Are you able to trade during news on Apex or no? Yes, you are. Can't think like that, man. Can't think like that. I'm guilty of it too. Just as I mean, it's hard for me. I say, again, if you hear me saying something, I'm preaching to myself just as much as to you guys. Can't think like that because it will get you. It will make you lose money when you start calculating how much you could have made if you held a trade. Just be thankful that you took a trade and you were seeing price correctly and you're green. Any reason why you don't trade my fund in the future? Just personal preference right now, man. At some point, I'm sure I will. I've had their evals before. I've never taken a payout with them. Had fundeds with them before. Never taken a payout. Haven't really ever focused on their firm specifically. I focused more on. I love Take Profit Trader. Even before I ever, I mean, anybody who's been in here long enough will tell you, even before I ever partnered with them, I was shouting them out constantly, recommending them. I really like their daily payouts. I like their rules. I think they're fair. Um, and Apex, I like the fact that you can scale up to 20 funded accounts. I like them a lot. I know they have some BS. You know, they catch a lot of flack on social media, but if you follow their rules and you're being a professional style trader, you're not going to have issues. But Lucid, I think, is going to be a name in the industry that this year you're going to hear a lot about them. You're going to see a lot of people talking about them and trading with them. I like Lucid. I have their accounts right now. And Tradeify. Tradeify's got this new plan going right now with their daily payouts. The select plan that they have. They also have the growth plan. I think Tradeify's they're a well-known, well-established name in the industry, and they produce great accounts. Rules are fair. Great customer service. I feel like they're really they take care. The biggest thing that I like about certain firms is how well they value their customers. There's certain firms out there that I don't think value their customer base, and I would never recommend those types of firms. The ones that I recommend are ones that I've had personal experience with, that I think they're really solid individuals, and real traders, people who are actually traders themselves, running the companies and making changes or implementing policies that reflect what most traders would actually like to see in a company. What should somebody's first funded be? I think Tradeify is great. TPT is good, but they do have a trailing drawdown up until your buffer and they're funded, so that can kind of be a little tough. Tradeify, I think, is really good. Lucid, I think, is really good. Bang for your buck, Lucid, I think, is a really good place to start. No activation fee. It's like $89 for an account. I think there's even cheaper options than that. I think they're a great firm to try out as your first one. I've not taken a trade yet, Leo. Dumb me went longs. It's okay, man. You're not dumb. So with Apex 50K accounts, you have to reach the drawdown threshold, which is 2,500. You have to reach that in profit plus $100, so 2,600 total. My approach to Apex accounts, 50K, I trade the 50Ks. I get my account balance to 54,200, and then I take a max payout, and that leaves me enough buffer where I can keep taking payouts on an 8-day continuous basis, and I still could lose several trades and not blow the account. If I'm just in an absolute slump and I sit there and I lose 3 or 4 trades back to back, my sizing, I know how I size, I know how I trade. I could lose 3 or 4 trades in a row and still not blow the account even after taking a max payout. So 54,200 on a 50K account is that's my level that I hit before I take a max payout. Starting to get a little reversal here. Wait, make sure that that's what we're actually seeing. Bookmap's empty, dude. Bookmap is empty at the moment. I'll show it to you. I think there's something going on. There's some pending news or something that people are anticipating here. Never seen you take a trade, bro? Were you here yesterday? Took a trade yesterday. No one's telling you to be here, man. You are more than welcome to go watch whatever you want to watch. I took a trade yesterday. I took a long, and then I got cooked on another long that I took. Oh, you took the trade with Bookmap. It's on the YouTube. Still up there. You can go rewatch it if you want. Everybody on the YouTube saw it. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you wanting to watch me. Haven't taken one yet, Joy, no. We invert this 5 to the upside, I will potentially get in on this. Be nice, guys. He's making a point. Oh yeah, yeah. You're only seeing the book map here. 5 minute here. Yes. There's really not a whole lot on the book map right now. There's some orders up at 69, 67. Even the NQ is pretty empty. So that's what I'm saying. I'm wondering if there's some anticipation about something getting ready to happen. I'm going to browse the news real quick. What's your opinion on AMD? I like it. I like AMD. Let's see if there's some news that I'm missing. Not seeing anything. I use it on both. I use it on both. I'm currently looking at NQ on Bookmap. I bounce back and forth. How do you stay so patient? I don't always. I blew up yesterday. To be completely honest, had a really rough day yesterday. Probably my worst trading day yesterday since September. But you have those days, and you get tired of having those days, and it leads you to be more disciplined. So that's how I stay disciplined. Yesterday, apparently, my brain had forgotten how bad it feels to blow up. So I had to remind myself. Oh, yes. Yesterday was really red. Yeah, yesterday was really red. If I told you, I really don't want to relive it, but if I told you, you'd probably throw up how red I was yesterday. I got angry that we got stopped out in profit on that first trade. I took a second trade, was up. Look at this. The Supreme Court just come out with something. That's definitely a Newswick. The news is saving me from having to discuss. Let's see. That's definitely a Newswick. Trump say something? SCOTUS takes the bench at 10. All right. So that 12 minutes ago, SCOTUS took the bench. Let's see. I'm going to go live on the news real quick. Very well could get in on this long here. Not seeing any news yet. What cameras do you use to stream? This is a Sony DSLR camera of some sort. Not AI. This is my tiny little apartment, man. I'm about to get in on this, and I would like this candle to close in a minute and a half. Depending on high-rise apartments, they're cool, man. Trump tweeted about Greenland. I didn't get a notification. Give me a signal to trade off of. Long it right here, man. right here at the VWAP. Not yet, Cole. No, not yet. They took the bench at 10. Somebody check the Polymark, see what they're saying about this Supreme Court ruling. It was on True Social. I usually get updates when he says something. I get all of his. He's just reposting different news articles. All right, I want to see retrace back down into this level here. Give me a pullback a little bit down into this level, and then we'll get in. Here we go. Gotta be careful with those tortoises, man. They'll get you. Deeper dig here. Need a deeper dig. Don't run. Give me a deeper dig. Let me get in. I missed my second trade of the day here. Give me a dig. Such a long stop if I were to take it at this level, man. That's why I want to dig into this 5. I'd like a dig down into at least this little range right here. But buyers are stepping in pretty aggressively here, so give me a dig. Here we go. A little more. A little more. Big seller volume bubble there. Here we go. I'm going to try from right there. Why did that just close the trade? Why did that just close? Why is that closing? Why are my trades not executing? All of my trades are closing immediately. Even when I execute on TradeAbate. What is going on right now? All of them. Every single one. Something going on with TradeSyncer, I think. You fucking kidding me, dude? Come on. Hang on one second. Dude. I don't know what that's about. But we're in this. Sell one down there. Our entry was literally down here. We just lost, let's say, $150 worth of entry on that. That's frustrating, but it's okay. We live. We keep going. Leader account was messed up, yeah. Leader account had my, there was something going on there. I just completely changed the leader account, so we're good. Target these swing highs here. See how this plays out. There's our entry spot right there. So we should be even right now. But and here's how the book map is looking in relation to this. So should be okay here, but we'll see. A lot of volume. seller volume coming in here. Waiting for the retest of the 5 lower, yeah, not a bad idea. The inversion. Need ES to dump Connor, man. That would really not be good for me. Broke structure, inverted the 5, sweep of London low, V-shaped recovery. About 4 or 5 confluences. Book map lit up to the upside. Yeah, if you're looking for justifications for the trade. We'll see. We'll see how it plays. If it plays, it plays. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If you're not comfortable sitting through it, don't take it. You haven't missed it yet. Yeah, I mean, I think it could retest this inversion down here and then go, but or it could go from right here. Book map is still lit up to the upside pretty aggressively. Book map's showing higher. Yeah, there's tons of stuff above us on book map. We'll see though. Just letting it play. No biggie, guys. Excuse me. Verse of the day from a different website is Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Like that. I think I forgot to put deodorant on after I showered this morning. There's the inversion. course, book map's lit up to the downside now. Book map lit up down to 69.45. See if this 5-minute holds. No, it's not going to hold. We're getting stopped out. Boom. I'm good, man. We're chilling. Part of the game. I don't mind that setup. Break a structure, 5-minute inversion, 5-minute gap created just above it. Retested the gap. Draw on liquidities higher. You could say we weren't done taking all this. Book map was completely lit up to the upside. You know, B-shaped recovery. Swept London low. Can't be too mad about that. It's okay, Marcy. It's okay. Only thing you could have argued here is you wanted to break a structure on the 15. At that point, I don't know where your gap would, or where your stop would be if you were looking for an entry. I guess you could have still used the 5 as an entry with the break a structure on the 15. Yeah, I don't know. Talking about that, Ben. Yeah, but NQ hasn't been leading. That's the only reason I did see that, but I wasn't really concerned with it because NQ wasn't leading. But it's okay. Still got orders lit up down to 69.35 on the book map. Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad about that trade. Not mad about that at all. Only thing was maybe that was God helping me out there. That the copy trader wasn't working because that was only on one account. He's like, don't do it. I got you. It's okay. Bookmap cleared out for the most part. 25,580 on NQ has some orders. ES still has some orders down. 69.40 down to 69.35. Yeah, I can show the bookmap. Entered 6 minis instead of 6 micros. Had that happen plenty of times, man. You're not alone. That's frustrating. Eastern time. 1 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. Hitting longs again. You still got orders lit up. Yeah, I mean, I've got the bookmap showing right there. You showing Q? Yeah. ES looks cleaner. Those are volume dots. The balls are volume dots. So the bigger the green or the bigger the red, that means there's more buyers or more sellers. It's increase in volume of one or the other. This is a level 2 data software. Yeah, it's 15 minute, but it's not really relevant. Look at it more like a continuous thing. So it's not candlesticks. This is ES. ES. NQ doesn't look as clean right now. You do have orders up higher. This is more of a wide angle here. So that pink line is the VWAP. The lines, the darker lines, or the brighter lines, those are limit orders stacked. The orders being placed here are market orders. Did I say limit orders? These are market orders being placed right here. It's Bookmap. This is called Bookmap. You can download it with my link, and you can get a 20% discount with CWT. So you see people getting in, yep, people getting in, getting out, and where their orders are stacked up. I can't believe more people haven't heard of Bookmap before. Hey, Andre, appreciate you being here, man. Sorry if I just read that. I don't know when you sent that. Appreciate it. Yo, Taryn, what up? Really? I'm surprised. This is ES, so we are. This actually is kind of more like this in terms of the chart here. So I'll make these a little bit smaller. So if you look at that and then you look at ES, that's what the Jewish brain. Would you say worth? Would you say Bookmap is worth getting? If I only had one thing to trade with, man, if you had to remove everything, you had to remove any other sort of confluence, like or tool in the trader tool belt, and leave, and I had to pick just one tool to use, I would pick Bookmap. I don't know how I traded without it. It doesn't typically. What just happened in that trade where basically my long, let's say, you know, let's say I was in right here at this 25 level. This is where I entered my long, and we were looking to target this, all of this. That's basically how the chart looked when I got into that long, with nothing underneath us. You wouldn't typically expect price to continue lower at that point, with the draws being higher the way that they were. So typically, Bookmap is very useful like that. Now it doesn't, obviously we just got stopped out, so it's not going to be some sort of, cure all to prevent losses, but it definitely is extremely beneficial. Appreciate that, Yummy. Streams it for free. Nice. Yeah, if you can get somebody streaming it for free and it's like live, like no delay, I'd definitely try it out for a while to see if it's something that you want to actually pay for. I also stream it for free on my YouTube. So if you're watching the YouTube stream, you get this chart constantly. I don't switch back and forth. It's constantly on there, as well as the trading view and me. So I'm an 18-year-old hustling graphic designer. If I can make a great thumbnail for your live streams, would you consider it? Maybe, man. Maybe add me on Instagram or something so I can see some of your other work. Potentially. The bubbles really give you an idea of what's going on. The stacked orders, the order levels are just liquidity. So that's um, where orders are stacked up, obviously. But what's going on in terms of where the market orders are being placed and the aggression in which they're being placed is the most important thing. YouTube is youtube.com/@ChristianTradesLive. Yeah, a little tap back into that 5 minute and rejection right out of it. Headed down to these lows. So we're definitely bearish. I'm wondering if this is anticipation for the ruling. All right, I appreciate that. Yeah, that works, man. That works. Thank you. Why is bro so small? I've gotten really small, man. Haven't been eating enough. I have actually since the new year. I got back on my grind, so hopefully this summer I'll have caught up to you by then and be a little bigger. Supreme Court says it's not issuing a ruling today. Appreciate that, Pete. Appreciate that, man. It's interesting. That means that they haven't. To me, that's not necessarily a good sign. Maybe they're waiting until a Friday, which I don't think is a good idea either. I think you're the perfect size. Too big means you won't fit into the tunnels. You're funny, dude. Mace news, so don't trust that. Let's see. I'll look at some other sources. Can you give me advice for my first payout in psychology after that? Just keep doing what you're doing, man. If you're getting payouts and something's working, make sure you're journaling still. Don't change up anything crazy. Even if you start taking a couple of losses, don't panic. Don't oversize. Um, Make sure when you're taking a payout, you're leaving enough buffer in there so that you can withstand the storm if you do start taking a couple of losses in a row. But don't panic. Keep your risk to reward appropriate, and make sure you're continuing to journal. Journaling when you're doing well is just as important as journaling when you're doing bad, because when you start to have streaks where you're doing bad or having poor results, it's not, I wouldn't say you're doing bad, you're having poor results. You can look back on what you were doing exactly when you were having success, and you can see what was working and compare it to what you're doing now to see if see if you've changed anything specific that could potentially be contributing to the losses. How do I accept losing days? Dude, I just got stopped out for negative $755. It's just part of the game, man. Just remember that if you allow it to control your emotions, I'll tell you guys what happened to me yesterday, because I think it's important, and I have no reason to do this. It's this, if I didn't tell you this, nobody would know this. But yesterday I completely tilted and blew up, and I blew a shit ton of my accounts. Let's see. I'll show you this because I think it's important. So we were long up to that data wick high at market open on NQ, I believe, wasn't it? The first trade? Yeah, we were. We had TP at that data wick high right here. And then price came up, edged it, and then immediately dipped back down. I got stopped out for $60 in profit across all my accounts. I switched over to ES, and at 11, yeah, right here, 11:30, I got into another long. I could post a screenshot of it. I went into profit, 400 and something or 300 and something dollars, and then got wicked out right here. And I took a pretty heavy loss on that one. I was in for too minis. And I allowed that to make me extremely angry. And that anger, instead of just going for a walk, minding my rules, and doing what I normally do, getting off the charts for the day because that was my second trade, I proceeded to revenge trade. I sized up. I started taking very aggressive trades and trades that just were not ideal. And I ended up blowing a shit ton of my funded accounts. I ended the day yesterday pulling up my P&L from yesterday. Bit of load. That's happening to me today. Walk away, man. Walk away. Seriously, shut it down and walk away. It's not worth it. I was 900 away from a $40,000 payout and blew those accounts. I lost, on my Apex alone yesterday, I lost $39,900 because I didn't mind my rules and I allowed my anger to control my decision making, which I don't do. I haven't done that since middle of last year sometime, summer of last year. So now I've created more work for myself to come back from. And that sucks, man. It was highly preventable. I even said you can go back and watch the YouTube, because I don't know if you can go back and watch the TikTok live from yesterday, but if you can go back and watch the YouTube, when I got stopped out on NQ up here in profit, right here, I was so pissed that I said out loud, I should just shut it down for the day. Because I know myself and I know when I'm feeling a certain way that it's not a good idea to keep trading. And I didn't shut it down. So that's the importance of journaling. Is you start to learn things about yourself, you learn your feelings, you learn your emotions, and you know when it's a good time to shut it down. And I completely disregarded that yesterday, even though I've been doing this for 4 freaking years, man, and I knew better. I knew better. I allowed my anger to get the best of me. And now I've got a lot of work to come back from. I had accounts that I had had for well over 6 months that I've been taking consistent payouts on, making a good living off of, that I blew. And all because I allowed my emotions to get the best of me and didn't stick to my rules. So now today, we're down $755 on one account. Not a big deal. I'm not mad. I took a good trade. There wasn't somebody yapping, causing a news wick candle, a data wick candle to stop us out. It was simply a trade that didn't work out, and it's a trade that I would have taken. I've analyzed it several times. I would still have taken that trade. Not mad about it. So, but if you're in that position right now, was it the Essentials that said that? Shut it down, man. Walk away. Close my live. Shut down your computer. Shut down your phone. Delete the app if you need to, and go for a walk. Go work out. Go eat some good high-protein food, and live to fight another day, man. Don't create more work for yourself. Don't cost yourself more money. Yeah. Appreciate you guys. It's a good idea. Yeah, I mean, there was this highly preventable, man. Just joined. What was the trade that I took? We were on ES today, and we had a break structure here on the 5-minute. We had a 5-minute inversion down here. You can see it right here. Had a 5-minute inversion right there. That created the inversion right there. We created a 5-minute gap overlapping that inversion slightly right here. I entered down here, tried to enter off this retest. We had a technical difficulty, so we entered like right here and proceeded to get stopped out. Stops just below that 5-minute inversion. So little $755 L on the day. No big deal. Not a big deal. Not going to make it worse. I'll look for one more trade. My rule is you take one loss, you take one more trade, win or lose, and you're done for the day. So if I see another trade, I'll take it. If I don't, we'll just live with the loss and we'll come back tomorrow. But 11 o'clock is my cutoff time, so that trade's probably not going to transpire in the next 5 minutes. Hey, God bless you too, man. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate the transparency, Brody. Wish you had transparent underwear as well. You're wild, dude. One loss? No, technically it can be two. I take if my first trade is a loss, I take the second trade, win or lose, that's it. So technically that second trade could lose too, and I'm done for the day. Christian, after a win, should I look for another trade or be done for the day? My personal rules are if I win my first trade, I'm done. So down 270 on one of my Express accounts. It's no big deal, man. 270 is easily recoverable. Ace, appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here. Sorry you got stopped out. It's all right though. Tomorrow's a new day. Yeah, I'm going to, man. I don't mind talking about my losses. I just honestly, you know, was really upset with myself for allowing my emotions to get the best of me. Turn to Forex, guys. No. If you value your mental health, do not turn to Forex. Hey, I'm glad it was easy for you, man. Glad you did well. I'm in your chat on Discord. Y'all have really helped me out with the mindset aspect. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Appreciate you being there. Glad it's helped. Hey, BCS, thank you. Thanks for being here, man. Take care, man. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Ahmed, that's how I've overcome. Well, that's a rule that I have in place that's supposed to help me not overtrade. I think that's the best way to put that, because clearly yesterday I didn't follow it and I ended up, you know, the results speak for themselves. When being very aggressive with evals, how many do you think it's okay to blow before you pass one? Like, when should I start reevaluating my trading if I haven't passed an eval yet? You haven't passed one at all? You shouldn't be aggressive then. If you haven't passed one at all, you should not be aggressive. You should be trading micros and trying to perfect a strategy that's effective and that works. Once you've gotten to the point of seeing good success, you have a profit factor that's pretty high, and I say profit factor, not win rate, because that's more important. Then I'd say size up a little bit. You know, if you're trading 2 or 3 micros, switch to 5. If you're trading 5 micros, go to a mini. But you should not be aggressively trying to pass evals until you have a strategy that works. Any trades today? Yeah, we tried to take a long off this 5 minute and did not fare too well. Negative 755. It's NQ. No, not bad. I didn't even see what he said. Do you prefer NQ? Why do you stop at 11? Typically, price kind of lulls from 11:30 to 1. If I haven't found a trade that I'm interested in by 11, I don't like to typically sit here and go too long. Now, if there's a setup where I'm like, all right, if I give this another 15 minutes, this setup could potentially go, I might make an exception. But typically from 11 to 11:30 until 1, uh, it's not, in my experience from all my statistics, the trading isn't as ideal. Isaiah, what up, man? You're in shorts? There you go. Shorts off with this little 5 up here would have been decent after this break. Yeah, if I haven't found a trade that I like, or I want to take another trade because I got stopped out on one and I've only taken one, I'll look around 130, Cato. How can you tell when the market is in the distribution phase? This is distribution. This is distribution. This is accumulation right here. It's a little bit of manipulation right here, and then the distribution down. If that's what you're talking about in terms of AMD, Joy. In my first eval and already worrying about drawdown of 1K, it's not that big of a deal, man. You got to quit thinking about that. Just focus on the setups. How long do you think it'll take you to recover from those losses? It'll take me a little while, man. It'll take me a little while because I had a good amount of buffer built up in those Apex accounts. It'll take me a little while, but it'll happen. Blue line is the VWAP. When price broke and then retested back up, how come you didn't go short? Because I wasn't in the proper headspace to get into another trade that quickly after we just got stopped out on that move down. So it's okay. Hey, Claudio, no luck needed, man. I appreciate you, though. No luck needed. It's crazy how the same thing happens so many times in the market. Yeah, patterns. All right, guys, it's 11 o'clock. You know the deal. I'm on my first, like for every 5 blown evals, I might pass one. Is that okay, or would you be less aggressive? Are you taking payouts, Matthew? All right, Dean, take it easy, man. Taking 2 payouts. I'd say size down a little bit on the evals, man. Focus on passing them. Don't overthink it. You shouldn't be blowing them that consistently. You should be passing them relatively easily. So if you're blowing them constantly like that, I'd say slow it down a little bit. Focus on the setups. Focus on the trades you're taking. Trading is kind of big in Mexico. All right, guys. I'm out of here. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. We took one trade. We got stopped out. Yeah. Took a long off of this 5. Break of structure. V-shape. Sweep of London was down here. $5.50 each. There you go, man. Glad you had a good day. God bless you, Benjamin. Take care, man. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm out of here, guys. Cato, appreciate you being here, man. Hey, congrats on passing that eval, too. Appreciate you being here. Pec slip before my eye. You're wild, dude. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Outdoor, take it easy, man. Thanks for being here, and good luck with the evals. Like I said, pay attention to your sizing, focus on the setups. I think you'll be all right. Y'all take it easy.